that ball in the corner, you can throw up the twister, you can protect that ball for a full 36 seconds or so by use of that gadget. It can be quite toxic in some scenarios as well, but ball cornering, it's always the meta. Let's get into it. Chazmac Gaming BR, they're already getting aggressive up this right lane with Tufa, but they have to be cautious not to feed that turret to a Choppy so fast because it can be a supreme game changer.
Well, Tufa's movement's been near flawless so far, but not able to really find all that much positioning. An opening kill inside of Zeta Division 0. Karuk going in onto Fire Crow, and Tensai nearly finishes the job as well. Not quite though, and Bull is still very close to that middle line. Tensai and Karuk both taking quite a beating there, and Pekka initiating that Bull towards the right side as Tufa is looking for some opportunities, but he knows that Tensai has that super. It's not quite going to be a stun, and he goes in onto a Chappy. That should be the kill. A bit of a miss there, and gets away with nothing there as Kuru will fall to Fire Crow, but there is a potential push coming in from Zeta Division 0.
Suboptimal there from Chazmac Gaming BR, just a bit of a blunder, but nothing they cannot recover from. A little speed in, though, is not going to be met with much in response from Zeta Division 0. They have that very threatening super from Tensai. Also, with so many walls broken open, Kuru's going to have a little bit more movement, but Firecrow can still operate at range. Not going to be too much of an issue, though. Kuru's dashing right back up to Pekka to try and get rid of him. Tufa, though, is still a looming threat on the right side, certainly giving some trouble to a Choppy in terms of positioning, but not too much to offer in terms of damage. It looks like that turret moves up just a little bit more. Zeta Division 0, they're playing this game slow and controlled. They intend on continuously pushing that line of offense closer and closer to Chazmac's goal. But Chazmac Gaming, they can respond just as fast with a little bit of speed and a little bit of a guy called Ash.
Yeah, that missed mute from Firecrow also just disrupts the potential retake of the mid that Chazmac had planned. Let's see if that is gonna bite them back. As so far, they are able to get some good control as Tufa is moving forwards. Tensai is gonna get that stun down. Tufa still up, a nice heal as well. That comes through. Firecrow with the splash to get Kuru out of position, but he's dashing in and out and in and out. Eventually does get caught by Firecrow. Chance maybe for Pekka. He's going for it. Let's see if he can get it in. Oh my goodness! Pekka just goes through the entire team of Zeta Division 0, and surely that should be the first game. 5 seconds left. Is there a chance? I don't think so. And Chazmac, they'll be taking game 1.
You could see the nasty plot forming in the guy's head from a mile away, and yet it still came through. What on earth is this from Pekka? That's why they picked this guy up on the roster. That is why. Also saw it with a previous underdog match, right? We cannot call the match just yet. In fact, far from it already. Good aggression on the left side. Kuru is going to be winning that lane matchup. Tufa on the right side also having significantly more trouble than he did in that first game. Now brought down to a 2v3, but soon to be a 3v3 once more as Pekka resumes his position on that left lane.
Yeah, Tufa considering going aggressive on the right side, and this could be a big chance here for CMG if they're not careful on the side of Zeta, but they defuse that push quite efficiently. Let's see if they can hold it up as Tensai does get muted. He goes down. Kuru in a tough positioning, goes down too, but that burn onto Pekka keeps him too low to really attempt any sort of push. That means that for now, Zeta Division are still in the clear, but Pekka has that super, and we saw earlier how quickly things can escalate.
We'll talk about quickness. Here comes Pekka on the left side. He's got some bad intentions. Oh no, he's going for it. Well, it pays off, at least in the form of 1 kill. Choppy's going to attempt to play it defensive with this ball. Good kill as well into Pekka. Yeah, that's the kind of thing you can only get away with 1 time a match. Tufa, he also had an idea of going for that ball, but Kuru respawned just in time. He does have his rage meter filled all the way up. It's going to peter off a little bit, but he does get the speed back from Pekka. Now looks for positioning. Has to be cautious of Tensai because that is his biggest counter. And here comes a little bit of damage from Firecrow. Kuru continues to charge forward, taken down in close range by Pekka. It's now down to a 3v2. A Choppy, he could get close in here if he's not careful. Great stun. Tensai with a fire up towards the top side, still gets taken down. Got to see the pass of the Firecrow. Maybe something up to Tufa. Everything's slowed in. A team wide, and it's a goal for Chazmac.
Wow, Chazmac, they score again. And Zeta Division 0 need to start being really careful if they still want to stand a chance in that first set. There's 30 seconds left and they're still short a goal.
Tufa around the right side. He's gonna opt to corner this one and play a little bit more defensive. He knows how guarded a Choppy can be on his in lane, but thankfully here's the lane swap. Tensai also cycles out of super that way. Tufa charged right in. What was he expecting to get hit right in the face by the super? Certainly. Pekka though is still getting super aggressive. There's a kill blowing right through Tensai. A Choppy falls shortly after. It's just Tufa versus Kuru, and he's gonna be approaching this goal with nothing but bad intentions. Corner in the ball. There it is. You pick Gale, you expect to corner the ball yourself, and he'll show you how it's done. And I also think it's just a brawler that people aren't really used to playing against because she's been out of the meta for so long, and maybe Zeta Zero planning to bring it back.
It's free shot against both the Spike and the Rico, which can be quite scary if they get too close or don't have a clear angle. Let's find out though as we jump into the second set, and so far it is Zeta just a little bit more defensive as Firecrow is trying to find an opening, takes quite a bit of damage. Tensai is low HP as well. Pekka is just navigating towards that save, is gonna get pinched. Should be going down here, actually gets a bouncy castle off, and oh my goodness, the Chappie does shut him down, but still some damage done there as it is a 2-on-2. A Chappie heading towards that save. Let's see how this one plays out as Kuru also gets into a good angle on the left side.
And Choppy on the right side, he's making sure to go for some pinches here. Here's the bear, it's going right over that wall, and now it's Tufa and Pekka's problem with the faux fur. It's taking so much damage, and now with all the shots baited out, Tensai and Guru get to commit. Firecrow, he silences a sandbag. Oh no! Pekka, he still has a super. Could be a bouncy castle pretty soon. He had to wait for that shot to reload. Meanwhile, down goes Tensai as well. Guru stays barely alive. The final shot for Pekka coming in, but 19% has been knocked off so far. Final shot in there from Firecrow to eliminate a Choppy. And now that Zeta Zero find themselves on defense, they could have some troubles. Tensai has to get close to these guys and give them some speed so they don't get locked into their spawn. Already so much damage is flying in on that save.
Yeah, that trade is not going to be too bad for either sides. Opening up the walls here as well on the left-hand side is huge for Kuru. Pekka now does not have nearly as good of a position anymore and is forced to fall back, concede a large amount of map control. A great super from Tufa as well, and Chappie has nowhere to go. Surely they punish him, and yeah, eventually the curveball catches him, and that is going to be the chance to get some damage on safe. Lead now in favor of Chasmac. Not a big one, but a dangerous one.
Firecrow, he's on super low health. Tensai's going to go for the speed in. Firecrow with the silence. Kuru is safe and sound on the left side. Tensai is also hiding behind this this obstacle. Little trade out there on the mid lane. Pekka's still trying to body block as best as he can, but there's only 15 seconds left for Chasmac Gaming BR to return fire and bring things back. Tufa certainly working on it. Curveballs coming in, perfectly dodging out the safe. He needs to get something in there. Here's the super. It's not going to be enough. They need a lot of damage. Pekka's going to have a lot to offer as well. How are things looking on the enemy safe? Well, Chasmac Gaming BR pulls ahead. A Choppy tries his best to defend, but there's no response. And Chasmac Gaming BR take a third game in a row.
Oh, already of that game. And yet, the last couple of seconds, they turn it around. I think Kuru on the right-hand side was just, Tufa on the right-hand side was doing a fantastic job on this spy, getting tons of value, and just that positioning was key in unlocking things further on. Let's see if we see a second set in the hands of Chasmac, or if Zeta Division Zero can catch up.
Well, already some good damage flying in from Tensai and Choppy on the right side. Choppy's getting good dodges versus the curveballs. He needs to close in and get that super, though, but he's outranged by every single one of these brawlers. Still good dodges, but eventually pinched out by Tufa and Firecrow. Tensai now migrating around the left side, being careful about not giving Tufa the heal. Here it comes, a heal onto Tufa to keep himself alive as well. But Chasmac Gaming BR have taken a hefty amount of damage on their save, and they get to return back to mid, but not without some deep battle scars.
Yeah, a 33% lead is very good on the side of Zeta Division Zero. But we saw earlier that Chasmac have the capability to retake and turn things around. A 1-for-1 trade in the mid as Firecrow is going to be dropping, and a chance for a little bit of damage from Tufa on save. He is in a tough spot, forced to pop out a gadget. The heal does connect, so he should be able to reset quite nicely as the Chappie is pushing with a bear, and that bear is what really sells Nita in this sort of situations. Kuru low HP as well. Firecrow gonna whip a couple shots, does get a kill in the end. The Chappie is pushing forward with the bear, and the bear is getting the connection. The value is unreal from Zeta Division. That save is all the way down to 16%, and Chasmac are way, way, way too far behind right now.
Only 16% left on that safe, and not a whole lot of time to work with 40 seconds, and the clock is quickly ticking down. Zeta Zero on the left side are just going crazy. The amount of wall break is severely limiting what Pekka has to offer. Firecrow might be the next to get pinched out here. Little wall break, easy access for Tensai. Just needs to dodge at the last shots from Tufa to confirm the kill, and Zeta Zero bring it back. It is going to go to
now, and a chance perhaps to take the set with it in this next one. Let's find out. Pekka on the right-hand side, trying to get that off angle onto a Chappie. Is getting some connections. A pinch with Firecrow, but a lot of damage from Tensai. And that is going to be a clean kill from the Asian Max down in the mid. Let's see if that positioning can keep getting better and better for Zeta.
Pekka continues to win this right lane matchup as well. Definitely a prudent decision. A little damage from Firecrow as well. Choppy goes down. Pekka, now he has his sight set on that safe, but so do Tensai and Kuru. Here comes the defense from Tufa, and he blocks off this entire lane with this super. Beautifully played and just very well timed. Pekka, meanwhile, has gotten a considerable amount of damage. He even has a super to work with. Choppy takes a little bit of damage, but not enough to take him down. Meanwhile, Tensai also fielding two different brawlers attacking him at the same time. And there's a wall break from Kuru on the left side. We saw it much earlier in the game last time. It lent itself to a much faster and more convincing victory by Zeta Zero. To see it earlier, rather later in the game like this with a minute 30 on the clock, it's not a great look for Zeta Zero, but they're only trailing by a small margin.
Yeah, it's not a lot when it comes to save damage that makes the difference, but it could be enough. We've seen it happen so many times in the past. Kuru with some beautiful curveball dodges on the left-hand side, making sure he stays up, and eventually he does make a bit of a mistake, gets reset, and that could be the chance that Tufa needs to push up that lane. Firecrow does connect the mute onto Tensai. Is already quite low. I think he will survive it, but not with a whole lot of HP. Kuru does find Firecrow. A Chappie gets the connection on Pekka. Is surely going to be a shot or two away from that bear, but will even get there as he does eventually get shut down. Pekka a chance to get some more damage on save. Kuru gets caught in the middle of the shot, and that super melts him down. Even more of a lead now for Chasmag, but there is still plenty of opportunities in those final 30 seconds for Zeta to turn it around.
Not sure if that was a clean or an absolutely filthy play there by Pekka just moments ago. He still has yet another gadget ready for the remainder of the match. Only 15 seconds left. He's going to have to find some use out of it. Meanwhile, Tensai is going to fall. No, never mind. 51 health left. He could have a shot. No. Taken down by that curveball from Tufa. A little bit more damage offer here at the end. A little bit more damage offer here at the end. A chopping off of Zeta Zero. Also, maybe going to be more effective to break open walls, which would be quite good versus Kuru. Really going out on a limb with that one. It's not very popular. We'll have to see what Pekka has to offer. He hasn't dropped down a totem just yet. Maybe it'll be to take some damage from Tensai. So far on the mid matchup though, Tensai's playing very, very patient. Pekka's taking big damage. There's the blue star going the way of Zeta Division Zero, and they're getting away safely.
Yeah, a lot of damage onto those Chasmag players, but no kills just yet. Blue star giving the lead to Zeta Division Zero. A Chappie gets the kill, but gets taken out, and a follow-up from Tensai, taking down Firecrow, and Kuru locking out Pekka from accessing the rest of the map. Has to walk all the way around. A jump pad from Firecrow, not quite gonna result in anything besides forcing him back.
Kuru also baiting out some of these mines. Pekka just looking for anything he possibly can at mid. Tensai is still staying alive here, gradually backing up, just kind of baiting Pekka into that defense. Kuru, meanwhile, is looking for something tricky versus Firecrow. It's a difficult matchup for Firecrow as well because he lacks the range. There's the kill as well. I mean, just filthy. That is a matchup at diff, a brawler diff on that lane. And Zeta Zero continue their domination in this game with 45 on the clock.
Yeah, so far the Gale has been struggling, and I already addressed my doubts regarding that brawler pick here. Let's see if he can redeem himself. Perhaps his mines are going to be placed down. First one diffused already by Kuru as he's still looking for different angles, and that is going to be a couple more walls out of the picture, meaning Kuru will struggle just a little bit more on the left-hand side, but so far he's really just been having a fantastic Sprout game as Tensai is rather low HP, but still up. Pekka gets reset on the heal as well. The mute onto Firecrow and a Chappie. He found the one, but can he stay up? It's looking good for Zeta Division Zero as they get a dominant win here for the first game of Bounty.
change the momentum, switch things around, and try not to get swept 3-0. I don't think that was really a possibility to begin with, but hey, CMG Gaming BR, they surprised us all by taking the first 2 sets. They're still only 1 game away from heading on to a match point. They gotta take this one if they want to get there, and already they've gotten so aggressive off the beginning of the game, and they've been punished pretty much not at all. Tufa's gonna be picking up that blue star quite easily, and now they aim to continue the aggression. Oh, a little reverse to jump pad there. Not maybe what yeah, what's going on here, Teddy?
Yeah, I think you realize that was just a gadget that just, you know, is not going to be all that useful. It's going to use it to get out of there. Kuru pulls off access to that lane anyways. A nice connection from Tensai here to find the first kill, and CMG, they no longer have the lead that picking up the blue star gave them. 2-5 is trying to force things open on the left side. Not sure what he's hoping to achieve here, although he does take it up into the air. Kuru is low, but no overcommitment from 2-5. Firecrow jumps in and gets punished for it. Kuru is ready, shuts him down, and things are not looking half bad for Zeta here.
not even half bad at all. Zeta Division 0 are looking quite clean, and they have those supers on lock, ready to go at a moment's notice. Achapi, especially on the right side, has the silence. If Pekka even thinks about pushing in, there's the clean kill on the guy with the full clip to finish him off. Meanwhile, Firecrow, he continues to have some issues on this lane versus Kuru. He's simply outmatched here, and he's going to try and get that super for free with Pekka. A little jump pad action as well, but Tufa falls once more. With only 20 seconds left, CMG Gaming BR can afford nothing less than a team wipe if they want to bring it back.
Yeah, that is gonna need maybe a miracle or even more than that, as I don't see it happening at this point. 5 seconds left. Firecrow pushing in a stun onto a Chappie, but even he lives. Tufa is gonna fly away, and Luke
on the edge of his range because he has a lot of health to offer, and he has a lot of damage to offer too. I like this strategy from Zeta 0. They just got to make sure that they get those supers out early and get them out often too.
Yeah, a bit more snowball on the side of Zeta Division 0, but a longer setup time. Because, you know, getting that healing station or dishing out those streaks to buff up your teammates is going to take a little bit of time, and as you can see already in the early game, that means CMG have the advantage. They have a lot of supers though. Chappie has one of his own. Let's see how he decides to utilize that. I think he already opened up the walls on the left side earlier, or that was probably the grip actually. Pekka getting out of the zone at last, but not before granting CMG a 37 early lead.
Tufa on the right side, also trying to block things out versus Kuru. He does get a couple of taps here, also has a super to offer as well. Almost gets Kuru there, though. He's all sped up. Good victory as well by Pekka. Achapi falls. CMG Gaming BR, they refuse to leave this point. Tensai's trying to do whatever he can, but with the walls broken open on the left side, sure, it meant that Squeak had a lot less value, but Squeak has just adapted. Moved over to the right side, but now Kuru pushes in. Tremendous value. He's going to be just a few coins away from that next super to continue pushing things back. There's no doubt in my mind. 1 health left. What? The survival from Firecrow. He goes down shortly after, but the survival is certainly impressive. CMG Gaming BR, they try to retaliate, but Zeta Division 0 wipe him out, and they got that mid control back.
Yeah, it looked like CMG were getting away with this one. That match point was imminent, but Zeta Division 0 are catching up. A couple percent behind now, about to overtake them. Tufa going for a super. He does get the connection onto Tensai. That should be some free damage, but good teamwork from Zeta Division 0 to distract that from happening, as CMG are trying their best to really get that foothold in the mid. It's a couple percentages in their favor. Pekka was a phase shifter. Chappie gets muted, goes down. Kuru in a 1v1 now as he gets a kill. He's low HP, and the connection from Tufa has a super. It is still the lead for Zeta Division 0, but it's so incredibly close.
It's a war of attrition. Whoever dies first is dead forever, and you just got to keep on slugging away at those enemies because they are charging in with health all the time, endlessly. Quick takedown of that super and a silence on Kuru, but it doesn't stop the guy. Tensai refuses to leave this point. He's going to have to be removed with force, but Tufa, Pekka, Firecrow, they don't want to take the risk here. Tensai, Achapi, Kuru, they just keep on popping in and out of that. Here comes the supply drop as well for Tensai. A kill onto Firecrow. It's not looking good for CMG Gaming BR. In fact, it might all end here. There's the game victory for Zeta Division.
Wait, to the 5th and final set for the first time in these World Finals 22. Let's find out if Zeta Division 0 can do it, or if CMG Gaming get to match point.
Mid area blocked off. attempt from a Choppy to clear things out, but it's not going to be super successful. This is the early game victory for Chazmat Gaming BR as they have things cleared out by, wow, never mind, here comes Kuru, changing things out, a little wall break as well. Tensai and Choppy quickly flipped the script and now are quickly approaching that percentage and now eclipsing what's been captured so far by Chazmat Gaming BR.
Back up, has speed, gonna pump it solo. Chappy getting that buff out, gets picked up, but eventually, I mean, yeah, that is gonna be a nice kill for Tufa to pick up, make sure that buff is out of the picture as well. Tensai taking a decent bit of damage and has to reposition after that gadget from Tufa is gonna be slowing down that left-hand side of the zone. A little bit of a lead still for Zeta, but not a massive one, and good mid presence from Chazmak now as well as Tufa goes for a super connection onto a Chappy. That should be a free kill. Pekka just swoops by and finds a nice flank now to take down the healing station, get some big damage onto Tensai, and a chance for Chazmak to start catching up again.
But Kuru refuses to leave this back left corner. Firecrow's trying to contend him on his own. It's going to be difficult. Firecrow goes down. Tensai assumes the domination at mid as well. The guy just refuses to die. Pekka and Tufa can try all they wish, but it won't be enough. A Choppy also falls to Tufa, and the tree is left stranded on the ground way further than Zeta Zero can reach at the moment. But Chazmat Gaming BR are still in the back foot as well. Kuru gets a kill once again on Firecrow. He will go down to the super, and a quick dispelling there by Pekka. But along the way, Zeta Division Zero have gotten so much capture, and they're getting past that area of no return.
Set 5 is so close now. But let's see, because Chazmak, they're not giving up just yet. They want to keep every inch of an advantage that they've built up in the last half an hour. Tensai gonna get tagged up again. That healing station not gonna last for very long. Zeta Division Zero, they are dangerously close to the finish line here. See if they can make it happen. As Chazmak are catching up, but slowly. There's only 40 seconds left on the clock as well. Kuru gets muted. He's gonna go. Oh, never mind, not quite down. The heal comes just in time to keep him up. This is a chance here for Zeta Division Zero. They find a kill. It's traded out. Tensai is low. A connection onto Kuru as well, but it's enough for Zeta Division.
It is where the game takes place towards the end when the poison closes you all in. Here come the lane matchups, and Tensai, he's gonna be at mid, and so is Firecrow. No gadget yet from Tensai. Here comes the first one from Firecrow. He's actually forcing Tensai into those bushes. Not an area that you want to find yourself in the early game, but thankfully there's no one to pinch him up. What was that from Tufa? A Choppy goes down, and it's a 3v2.
That is a massive opening for Chazmak BR as Firecrow finds another. Tensai goes down. It's only Kuru in a 1v3. A homemade recipe, I believe, that connects from Pekka. Not sure if that was useful, but they want to make sure that Kuru doesn't get away with a free mark for the next round. And yeah, good jukes from Kuru, but eventually the final connection from Pekka is going to give the round to Chazmak. They are still in this game. They are still in this match, and they are a round away from a match point.
Here comes the lane swap. Kuru boasts a slight range advantage versus Tufa, but Tufa's going to be trying to lay down the law with Incendiary too. Tensai still at mid also continues keeping things back. It's pretty much an even fight here. A Choppy is also going to be helping out Tensai, even if he concedes a little bit of damage to Firecrow with those magic clouds. But a Choppy also has a range advantage over Piper. Going to be continuously pushing her back. Only 1,000 health left on Pekka. Oh, Recipe not going to get the kill on a Choppy though. Kuru still forced back. Firecrow looks for something. He has a super at the ready. No contact there with the reflected shot from Bell. And still no kills here, but Tufa has to be extremely cautious about this right side. Though he does have a super at the ready. In fact, all of Chazmat Gaming VR do. And a Choppy is ready to punish them for any aggression with his magic hand.
A lot of close calls, especially on the side of Zeta Division Zero. Their Gene Pool is still an absolute threat, especially as we get towards the end game. For this round, a gadget from Tensai to pull to Firecrow. That's going to be a kill, a 2v2, low HP across the board. Tensai going for the pinch onto Pekka, a good connection, a 1v1, no, but Pekka jumps into the gas. He's gonna fall, and this game goes to round 3 as well.
A super close game, and it's all coming down to the very last round here to determine who is the first wielder of that match point. Chazmat Gaming BR need to bring this one back, but they have to do it very, very carefully because they are outranged in a few regards here. Pekka, though, on the left lane, he has saved a homemade recipe for the very end. Oh my gosh, he was just in range, and Chazmat Gaming BR are in a 2v3.
Wow, the bull as well, a Choppy deletes Firecrow, and Tufa knows it's over here as it's gonna be Max well from the full-on reverse sweep. Unbelievable stuff.
Textbook definition of a reverse sweep right here. In Zeta Division 0, they plan to see it to completion. Chasmat Gaming BR stands firmly in their path, and they will not relent for even a second. Lane matchups here too, looking quite good for Chasmat Gaming BR. Early kill by Pekka around the right side. A 3v2 now. Tensai continues to push Brock back, and these matchups start to shift just a little bit. Choppy, he's playing extremely cautiously. Tensai, he's dodging out these shots like no one's business, but not versus Pekka. The pinch comes through, and it's a Choppy versus the world.
A Choppy goes down to Pekka. Pekka was just an absolute flawless opening round. As they are facing that match point from Zeta Division 0, Chasmak, they have not given up just yet. They'll fight all the way until the end, and they want that double match point. Can they reach it? A couple whiff shots from Pekka on the right-hand side will make that a bit more difficult, but he does connect the follow-up onto Tensai, keeping him low and making sure he doesn't overcommit too far. Not in the best position HP-wise. A Chappy gets to reset his heals as well. There's a pull available for Chappy. We know how strong he is with those. Tensai's pushing forward, 2-5 stuck. He's going down, and man advantage for Zeta.
Oh my gosh, and Kuru absolutely deletes the left side. Tensai diffs the right, and we are at the ultimate match point. 1 round remains for Zeta Division 0 to claim their victory here and now, or Chasmat Gaming BR to flip this one in the complete opposite direction. And a Choppy on the right side continues to chip down Tufa, continuously outranging him, and has that super at the ready. Dodge super there, a little pass damage around to Pekka. Good stuff for Kuru.
Yeah,
Good
no,
stuff.
Not a
Kuru's
chance.
Down.
Wow, beautiful stuff from Chasmak. They find another. Tensai falls, and it's only a Choppy in a 1v3. A desperate attempt that he could try with that pull, but he needs to find a target, and CMG are not willing to get anyone in range. That should be double match point coming up ready.
Yeah, it's Chasmat Gaming BR right now. They're just playing with their food. A Choppy's fighting for his life, but it was chalked from the double match point to decide whether 85% go home right or 15% of the believers remain victorious.
I think there might be a little bit of a problem. The player cam showed us as well that the players were, calling for admins and not moving out of their spawn. I'm assuming this will be replayed, as I'm assuming one game, and we are jumping in. Zeta Division 0 versus Chasmat Gaming BR, the final game.
It's all come to a head here. Deaths could be permanent, and Firecrow is already setting his sights on one target in particular. Tensai, he's gonna get pitched to really hard. No, never mind. Down goes Pekka. Firecrow's going for it. Unfortunately, trips up. That gets her on the side. Down goes Firecrow too. Kuru goes for it. An amazing bounce play, and Tufa falls. Round 1 goes to Zeta 0.
The trick shot from Kuru connects, and now we have Zeta Division 0 again on the verge of taking this match. Chasmak, they fought valiantly in the previous game to take it back and bring it to double match point. A homemade recipe connects onto a Chappy. Quite low HP, but able to reset and heal back up. Tensai, a bit lonely in the mid, but does always have that super to get straight into the air and back to safety if need be. This is intense because Chasmak have no map control whatsoever. Can they find some sort of a pinch, some sort of relief here? As right now, Zeta are looking devastating.
A Choppy has a super as well that he can use. Pekka and Firecrow on both on low health, not really anywhere to go. Tensai's going for it. Pekka, he's taking so much damage, a kill on a Tufa, and Pekka, Zeta Division